Good morning, here at London Paddington. Just made it down into London for VMware Solution Summit. Looking forward to hearing from VMware CTO Joe Bagley, other people like Spencer Pitts, Simon Townsend on the latest updates from VMware. For me, cross-cloud architecture is something I'm quite interested in, how VMware are planning to bring together multiple different clouds, public clouds and your cloud. Also really interested to learn a little bit more about NSX and, as ever, what's happening in the world of workspace transformation. So, should be a good day. Summit today was kicked off by Joe Bagley. Joe spoke about the change in the industry, the fact that 50% of your workloads are going to be in the cloud by 2021. That's shocking for two reasons. It's going to take up until 2021, and 50% of my workloads are going to be in the cloud by 2021. So we need to kind of think about what we're doing, consider how we're going to get there. At least until then, and for some time after then, we're actually going to be in this hybrid world where we're going to have infrastructure on-premise and in the cloud. And this is obviously one of the many facets that VMware is setting themselves up to be the leader in that space. We then went on and Joe spoke about how businesses should approach technology, how should they approach digital transformation. We're starting with the user. Many IT companies, or businesses, sorry, look at how they're going to roll out a project and what the benefits are to the business, or ultimately what they are to IT. Technology is delivered for technology's sake. We need to change this. We need to deliver it in a different manner. We need to start with the user. If the user is the focus of what we're doing when it comes to digital transformation, then all the other elements will benefit. So that's a really important change that we all kind of need to go through, and how we need to be approaching our projects. We then saw from Intel, saw an update of what they're doing to improve security in their server platforms, in their desktop platforms. But the really important element was around GDPR and what are we doing to ensure that we're ready for next April. So two good sessions this morning, looking forward to the rest of the content.
We go around, you know, this score. IT, talking about data operations, well, we need to make each of those secure happening through AI. Very exciting. So it's up in the data space.
I really enjoyed the session with Rich Munro this morning. His presentation was the first time I've ever seen that presentation, and speaking to Richard, it was the first time he presented it in preparation for VMworld. But it's all around how to have a application-centric approach to considering what you're going to do to move to the cloud. There are a number of different choices. You can obviously keep it on premise, you could move it to a platform as a service, you could consider software as a service, or you could move it to the cloud with a platform like Azure, AWS, or one of the VMware vCloud ready partners. So I think it's a really important thing that we need to start doing as businesses, and understand how are we going to get from A to B, what is our cloud strategy, and then ultimately we need to realize that once we have started to move applications from where they are in your virtual infrastructure today into the cloud, they're actually going to end up quite dispersed in a number of different places. So we need to kind of have this unified approach to the cloud, and that was something that Richard was speaking about, and why VMware were really setting themselves up to be kind of this hypervisor, this layer that was going to bring together the multiple different cloud options for you to manage your business. So really interesting presentation from Richard. The workspace transformation piece was delivered by Spencer Pitts. Spencer is chief technologist for workspace transformation. Spencer spoke about the change, how users now expect to interact with applications. The fact that we've kind of moved from this server client architecture to the mobile cloud infrastructure. How VMware is kind of bridging those together. Obviously we saw the acquisition from AirWatch some 2 years ago now, and we're now really seeing a mobile first message coming from VMware, where effectively with Windows 10, with the mobiles devices the users are using, AirWatch is able to be the center of management for all those devices. And then if you layer on Workspace ONE with that, you can then get your access to your legacy applications via Horizon, via application presentation or via virtual desktops, but also get updates to your applications, be able to enable the users to be able to enroll their own device and things like that. And it's a really important message, I think, because if we're ignoring the way the user wants to interact with the device, they're going to go out, and that's where shadow IT creeps in, and I'm sure we've heard about that all a number of times. There was also a demonstration from a company called Lookout. Lookout integrate directly with AirWatch, and what their application does is it sits on mobile devices and it's able to alert users of risks with things like applications and other elements they're doing with mobile devices. So I recommend you go and have a look at Lookout and to see what it could do. So I had some really good deep dive sessions this afternoon. Sat on a hands-on lab around VMware vSAN. It was really good to just kind of refresh my mind and go through all the different elements on the latest version of VMware vSAN. That was ran by Mr. vSAN himself, so it was good to kind of have the interaction whilst we went through those labs. Sat on a session around hyperconverged, around digital transformation, workspace transformation, specifically with VMware Workspace ONE, but also quite a thought-provoking session around the whole industry, around change and how we approach it more from a business and a user angle. So that was really good. It's been a good day, and I'm really looking forward now to VMworld in September. I'll be out there in Barcelona, so hopefully see some of you there.